Hey, so today I wanted to talk. Well, not. I don't know if I really want to talk about something specific. Title. What the? I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. But I wanted to tell a. Well, I guess not a story because I'm off to a great start. I just wanted to talk. Fuck. I wanted to tell what happened today because something happened today. No, it's nothing like earth shattering or like life changing, right? It was nothing like holy shit, I am the new president or I'm getting married, right? Like no, it's not anything insane. It's just something small. And it's one of those stories that you tell, and people would usually tell these stories with the intent of spreading a message, right? If they were to tell this story about this thing that happened to them, they would usually put their hands to the air and say, we need to stop this thing, or we need to fight against hate, or we need to rally behind the people. And, they would tell this type of story with the intent to spread a message or spread awareness or, like, put this type of, like, specific thing out for people to, I don't know, I guess rally to their side and, strike down the meanies of the world, the big, stupid, meanie heads of the world. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Anyway, I wanted to talk about something that happened. So, as I have stated multiple times, I'm trying, and I say trying very uh, poorly because I am trying, but I'm doing very poorly. I'm trying to get my life together, and I'm sucking because, well, I'm me. So like I said, I believe I stated this before. I don't remember if I did, but I've been going out more with people in my family, like my grandpa and my mom and all those people, all those people. But yeah, I've been going out more with them, and I've been trying to go on my own more because I struggle to go places by myself because I get incredibly anxious whenever I have to like talk to like a cashier or do all sorts of shit. And now that I'm on medication and all that kind of shit and I'm trying to like, push myself more and I actually am wanting to go out more. So like I actually want to go places more and all that shit, right? Okay, so that's just like laying down the grounds of like how this even started. So every once in a while, I will walk up to this store that's nearby, and usually nothing happens when I go there. I go there and it's just whatever. But as I was walking today, I walked, the usual sidewalk to this little store, and as I was walking, I heard someone yelling through their window across the street. And I was just kind of like, I was like, oh shit, is this guy like having a party? Is he like, I don't know, just getting in a fight with someone? Like he would just sound like he was yelling like incomprehensible shit. So I was just like, okay, whatever. But then he was like, then he's like just started shouting like, hey, hey, you, hey, and like I was the only one out there, so I kind of stopped and I looked like at the house because I didn't see the guy at all. Like there was no one on the porch, there was no one around me. So I figured that he was, speaking through the window and I just couldn't see him. And at first it was just like him going, "Hey, hey, you." And like it was like that and I was like, "Okay, I don't know who this is." So I'm going to keep walking and I start walking. And he literally just says to me, "I know who you are, tweaker." And I just kind of was like, "Tweaker? Like what the fuck? Who? What?" Like, what the fuck do you mean? I know who you are, tweaker. I don't even know who you are. And the fact that you even think you know who I am is concerning because I rarely ever left my room. So, how would you know who I was? And so that kind of made me think, like, okay, maybe he mistook me for maybe one of his friends. And so he was just, putting like one of his like jokes he would make with his friend. Or maybe he thought I was someone he didn't like and he was just throwing an insult because he thought I was someone he didn't like, or maybe he was drunk, I don't fucking know. But, I continue walking and he didn't stop. He literally, after that, he says, "The things I'm gonna do to you, boy." And I was just like, confused. Like, I was like, what the fuck are you, like, why, what? Because that, like, to go from, like, saying, I know who you are, tweaker, to the things I'm gonna do to you, boy, is a very concerning statement, because the first thing that comes to mind is his front door is gonna open and I'm about to be chased. But he never did. And so I was just like, I don't know what the fuck this guy's talking about. So I continue walking, and then he said, I've seen you behind the dumpster at a McDonald's. And what? So first he calls me a tweaker, then he says he's gonna do something to me, and then he insinuates that I'm a male prostitute. I don't know who the fuck this guy is. I couldn't even see who he was, but he apparently thinks I'm a tweaker and a prostitute, and he just doesn't like me apparently. So, I keep walking. I'm walking faster because I'm like, okay, this guy is really fucking weird. And that's when he starts screaming a slur at me. He just screams the F slur. Like, after that, he just screams the F slur. And then he screams it again and again and again. And as I'm walking down the sidewalk to a point where I don't think he can even see me anymore, he didn't stop. He kept screaming that slur over and over. And even as I was getting farther and farther away to the point where I was pretty much guaranteeing that this guy could not see me anymore, he screamed it louder and louder to make sure I heard it. And, eventually I had to walk back down that path after I went back home. And all he said was, hey, you came back. And he was like, hey, hey. And then he would just keep saying, hey, as I walked back home. And he didn't say anything weird that time. But it was weird because, like, I guess all I want to ask is just why? Like, because when I tell this story, like I said, I'm not telling it for the sake of like, oh, he called me a slur, so I want people to rise up, find who he is. How dare he say slurs? Like, I don't give a shit if he calls me a fucking slur, dude. Like, fucking cares? It's a slur. Like, I can just be like, okay, it's a word, whatever. Like, the only thing he said that concerned me was the things I'm going to do to you. And that's because the implications of everything he said up to the point, well, I mean, he said that second, and then he started calling me a slur after, he insinuated I was like a male prostitute, was concerning. Because this guy, I don't know who he is. I don't know who lives in that house. I don't know who he is. I don't know why he thought I was a tweaker. I don't know why he thought I was a male prostitute. I don't know what he was insinuating he was going to do to me. But considering he was calling me a male prostitute, I get the feeling he was implying possible sexual assault, which, I mean, go the fuck ahead, man. I mean, what the fuck, man? I mean, it's not like anyone else is going to touch me. You might as well get it. That's a joke, by the way. I don't want that. But my point being is, what was he talking about? And also, even, let's say he mistook me for like one of his friends or an enemy, right? Still, why? Like, even if I ended up being one of his friends or his enemies, why? If I saw someone I liked or didn't like walking, if it was someone I'd like, I would just be like, hi, I would just like wave or something, and that's it. If it was someone I didn't like, I would just look and be like, oh, it's that person, and then move on, right? Why did this guy insinuate very specific things, threaten me with something that I don't know what he was implying, and then call me a slur for about 5 minutes straight? Like, this isn't like I said, it's not a story where I want to give a message about the usage of slurs or the usage of drugs because of the tweaker comment, or the selling of your body because of the prostitution thing. No, like, there's no message to this. Like, I'm not trying to tell a message. I'm just trying to tell something what happened and understand why. Like, what was the point? Like what I'm thinking is he was drunk, right? Drunk, high, something. I don't know. But again, like, even if I was a friend or an enemy, nothing he said feels like something you would say to even someone you didn't like. Because I've had people I didn't like, and the most I've ever said to someone I didn't like was fuck off. That's it. Like, I, I don't know. It was a really weird situation, and it kind of like bummed me out because I was like, is this guy gonna like actually like try something to me? Like, is he gonna like actually like hurt me if I like, like as I was walking to the store and I was gonna walk back, I was like, is this guy gonna like actually like hurt me on my way back? Is he just gonna be waiting for me? Like, the only thing I could think was the comment about the things I would do to you. That was about it. Which is weirdly ironic because I actually unironically say, like, oh, the things I would do. Like, I genuinely say that. And I say it, like, jokingly, like, whenever I'm playing a game and I just see, like, a hot female character, I'm like, oh, the things I would do. But, like, obviously, I'm just saying it as a shit posty joke. And so that made that comment even fucking weirder because I say that as like a joke when I play like a fucking game sometimes. Hell, sometimes I even say it when there's no context. Like, I'll just like see a rock and be like, "Oh, the things I do." Like, just hell, I even tweeted that. Like, when I was on Twitter, I tweeted the things I do or some shit like that because I just find that phrase so fucking funny. But it stopped being kind of funny when suddenly a guy was yelling at me. And I think the reason he yelled through his house was because he didn't want confrontation. And I wouldn't have confronted him anyway. I would, if even if he was on his porch, I would have continued walking. But I think that's why he shouted it from his window, was because he knew that as long as he was in his house, he could just be an asshole and have no repercussions. Because if I went to his house and started shit, he could call the cops on me. Even if all I did was knock on his door to like talk to him face to face, he could just call the cops on me immediately. So like, I think the whole point of that was that it was supposed to be him being an asshole with no repercussions. And yeah, I I just don't know. Like, literally, like I said, like, there's no message to be told here. It's just me asking the question, why? Like, why? Why? There were other people outside. There were cars going by. There were other people walking. Why? Why was I the one that got targeted? Why? Like, I already have a fear of going outside. I already have trouble like talking to other people. I'm scared of other people. I get very like very defensive when people like come near me cuz or like walk in my direction cuz I think they're just immediately going to like fucking jack me in the jaw or some shit. So to have a guy call me really strange things and then a slur and then to insinuate that he wants to do something to me, it's just why. That's all I can think to ask is why. Because again, if he thought I was a friend that he recognized, that doesn't make sense. If it was an enemy, still doesn't make sense. The only thing I can think was either he's drunk, he's high, or he just hid in his house and just wanted to insult someone. And he realized that as long as he was in his house, he could get away with it. Which, even if he wasn't, even if he was standing in face to face with me, he could get away with it. Because I'm not gonna fucking hit someone. I'm not gonna do it. I'm a bitch. Okay, like, if anything, I'm probably gonna start crying if you're face to face and you insult me. I'm probably just gonna cry. I'm a wuss. All right. But it's just a weird thing, and I just don't get it. It's literally just why. I literally experienced homophobia, and I'm not even gay. Or at least I think. I'm gonna assume I'm not gay. I don't really think about it much. But again, like, I don't care who this guy is. I don't know who he is, and this isn't like some fucking morally righteous crusade where I try to say I'm the bigger man, so I walked away. No, I walked away because I was scared. I walked away because a man said the things he would do to me, didn't say what things he was going to do to me, and I was now picturing a man ripping my pants off. So yeah, I kind of just wanted to get away from the guy who was insinuating weird things about me, or insinuating the things he was going to do to me. So it was just weird. I don't know what to say about it. So again, I don't know why. It was just weird, and I doubt anyone is going to even believe that it happened. And I mean, let's be honest, I don't really have a reason to lie, nor do I, care to lie. But it was just like, why? Like, why me? What the fuck, dude? I was literally just going to a store to grab one item so that I could just, get over my social anxiety. And next thing you know, I have a guy boosting it by calling me a tweaker and a prostitute. like, I'm like, dude, if you think I'm a fucking prostitute and there's things you want to do to me, then I don't fucking know, man. Like, you didn't come out with money or nothing. I mean, maybe that could have got him somewhere. I don't fucking know. I mean, I don't know if he's offering enough money. Maybe. Not really. Maybe. It would actually have to be quite a lot. You know what? Maybe. Maybe not. I don't know. Probably not. I'm gonna stop this. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm like going with a joke and the joke's going on too long. But yeah, I don't get it. I don't know what the fuck happened. So yeah, whatever.